I'm not tripping on Raymond, but my homeboy Ray Boyce, I'm tripping on him because I don't want him rolling off in his grave, you know what I'm saying, thinking that, hey, he has nobody that got his back. I got his back, even though God may have him, but when I say I got his back, I'm talking about in the physical realm, not the spiritual realm, you know? So what I'm saying is this, anything that people mention his name or Joe Barker or anybody else's name that's dealing with anything, if you don't have nothing to back it up with, saying that this happened and it went down like that, you know, hey, you shouldn't say nothing at all. You know, if you didn't read that Raymond is a gun toker and him and Tookie was robbing people at the party, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't speak on like they all that in a bag of chips, like they are just guys who would knock you out and they don't need guns and they hate guns, because that's not the truth. His brother spoke on it and AC Moses spoke on it. Now, I challenge any OG, triple OG, to bring me something different where it says that Raymond never used a gun. You know, and when I say never use a gun, I mean original, not no bicentennial. I'm not dealing with the bicentennials. I'm dealing with the originals. And when I say originals, I'm talking about guys like Back for the Pookie, guys like Cukes, you know what I'm saying? Guys like Sweetback, you know what I'm saying? Those originals in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you can come up with any evidence to prove that Raymond never used a gun, hey, I can go for that. But what I have is 2 books that said he did use a gun.
No, I think you made your case. And also I would add, Raymond got arrested in October of 1972. He went to the pen in 73. And his case had to do with a gun.
Okay. See?
which you haven't even mentioned.
Never
but
mentioned.
I know his case.
All right.
I know it personally.
Okay.
And there is a gun involved in his case.
Okay.
But I'm not taking away, just because he had a gun, just because he used a gun, because there's a lot of people out here that use a gun, but they can't fight. There's a lot of fighters that never used a gun. Even though Raymond may have used a gun, you've clearly laid that case out. I don't think that takes away from his squabble skills still.
Well, I would say this, dealing with the squabble skills. You know what I'm saying? I believe in reputable people speaking on reputable people. If you're not reputable, or you wasn't there, or you don't know the people personally, you shouldn't say nothing. You should just kick back and learn and listen. Now, this right here is a reputable individual right here. This is a chapter dealing with Too Pretty Kenny and Mac Thomas, talking about Raymond Washington and Ray Boyce. Let's see how it rolls out with Mac Thomas dealing with the issue at hand. Mac Thomas is also the leader of part of the Eastside Crips, which is on page 27, and the book is called Too Pretty Kenny, from the original Crips of Compton to beyond. Now, this is Too Pretty Kenny, my partner. You know what I'm saying? I love this boy, and thank you for keeping it 100, Too Pretty Kenny, because this is going to be a lifelong thing for people to actually know that everything you hear is not necessarily true, you know? So therefore, when you find out certain things that, like prison is now slavery, you know, now that's a shock, ain't it? That we have people that like to be in slavery all over again. That's shocking to me, you know, and people can't even wake up from that, knowing that prison is slavery, you know what I'm saying? So some people just don't want to let go. But I believe in facts, brother, and I'm going to take Mac Thomas, another Crip shot caller, by his word. And this is what Too Pretty Kenny said about Mac Thomas. I used to hang with Mac Thomas in the Grandies, and we would talk a lot. We would discuss the power rules and how much he hated them. He mentioned to me once that he was mad at Raymond Washington for associating with the power rules back in the early days. He said that Raymond was full of shit, and that he would no longer mess with him. Mac came out of Watts, and I would ask him questions about growing up in Watts. He would tell me stories about the Green Jackets. He would tell me that the Green Jackets were from Watts, and they were around before the Crips even existed. Mac told me that the Green Jackets were guys from the Nickerson Gardens projects and the Jordan Down projects as well. He said that at one time, the Nickerson Garden and the Jordan Down projects were actually united. True. The Jordan Downs later became Great Streets, and Nickerson Gardens became the Bounty Hunter Bloods. I believe him, but I know that to this day, the two housing projects are enemies. So the facts that they were united at one point was some interesting history to me. Mac would also tell me stories about the guy named Rhea Boyce, who was out of Nickerson Garden projects. He told me that Rhea, AKA Ray Boyce, was one of the baddest guys to come out of Watts, and he was a legend with his hands. I once asked Mac if he thought he could handle Ray in a one-on-one fight. Keep in mind, Mac Thomas is the guy who brought Crippen to Compton, so he was one bad ASS dude himself. Mac said, hell to the no. He said that Ray was so gifted with his hands that he wouldn't be able to handle him. I asked if he thought Ray can take on Raymond Washington, and he told me that Ray Boyce would have beaten the SHIT out of Raymond. If Mac was talking about him like that, I knew that Ray Boyce was one bad ASS guy.
And let's keep in mind, Ray Boyce was born in '54, which would have put him a little bit younger than Raymond Washington, who was born in '53.
Okay, a little bit younger. And guess what? I was born in 1958, and Joe Barker probably was born in 55. 55, I think, Joe was born in. And guess what? I had to fight Joe. So what that means, it has nothing to do with age. It's your heart. You know what I'm saying? The heart. Just like David. You know what I'm saying? They thought David and Goliath before they fought. Everybody thought that David was going to get tore up because they were scared of the giant. So they wanted David to be scared of a giant. If you have a heart of your own, guess what? You're going to deal with your own, regardless what nobody may say or think. Guess what? If you believe in yourself, guess what? That's what it's all about.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description, and thanks for watching StreetTV.net.